players, because this you have to be able to win TI to make this draft work, I think, from the side of OG.
Yeah, like it's a high tempo draft for sure. Like it's comfort for them. I can see them winning this, but it's hard to execute. Like it's just kills, pressure. That's what you gotta do as OG here.
It's first smoke of the game, and they're already starting this pressure going, looking for a kill early on. I don't think that this is not a warding mission. This is about trying to find a kill somewhere, but nobody's
the
home.
level 1 is pretty scary, right? Like you've got the boulder smash and even things like the boundless strike. If you do want to try and level that up, like a lot of their heroes are pretty good at level 1 to be able to catch out these heroes. So they are going to play a very fine line of they need to keep the aggression up, but they also need to make sure that they don't get punished like they did in game number 1, because their fallback mechanic is a Monkey King with Empower. Like it can be good, yes. Same with RP, but it is going to be hard for you to try and win these late game fights if your Earth Spirit's just being doomed and then it's all on the Monkey King and he's just being controlled by like a Viper. So yeah, OG, this is going to be some magic if they pull this off.
They got the big team fight. They got the RP, they got the Supernova, they got the Wukongs. But if those spells are kited, it's very hard. So if PuckChamp is able to kite those big spells, they will win this. So that's what OG have to do. Super aggression, force enemies to react with their big spells, get some big items on the Monkey. He can carry this one with Empower, but it's an uphill battle. I feel like maybe they're like super brains, and it's not like I think, but that's how I think it will go.
I will give them that. The more and more I've been seeing this Disruptor, the more and more convinced I think that this Phoenix is a decent response to it. Not only do you force him to have to always make awkward decisions, do I glimpse this Phoenix before he uses Supernova? Do I try Static Storm him? But if he's not inside the Static Storm, you provide a little bit of sustain with the Sunray, keep heroes alive long enough so he can turn around. So I do like the Phoenix. It's weird. I like a lot of their individual heroes together, but it just feels hard, man. This is a difficult game of Dota, but if there's any team that can make it work, it'll probably be OG here in Division 2. So let's get into it, boys. Game 1. We've already spoke about this mid matchup, anticipating that Topson should be able to come out the better for this one. Is there any particular itemization that stands out to you, Fluke, that Topson should be going for to make this game easier for the squad?
Probably, I think he just needs to get an early BKB, and they just need to fight with him as early as possible. So, like, if he just goes like BKB, maybe you can go like Spirit Vessel. I don't think it's really that great this game, but like, just these items that enable you to get a lot more kills. Blink, BKB. Maybe if you want to go Aghanim, etc. a little bit later on. Kai Assange himself is a pretty big one. Shiva's Guard, like all those items that just enable him to be in these fights and be strong. I like what OG have done with their lane swap. They understood that the Monkey was going to have a miserable time top, so they're like, Reza, you're going to have the miserable time top. So they at least give Monkey a little bit of something in this early game.
It's actually an okay lane for Rezo. That's the good thing, right? Because Rezo has Shockwave, pretty low cooldown. You can secure last hits with it pretty safely. So he will be fine. He, of course, will not have a crushing lane victory, but he'll be okay. And when Monkey gets a good lane out of it, that's for sure worth it. And so far, it's looking good. This lane swap really working out.
Now, speaking of things that are going on in the laning phase, for you, JM, is there anything that you want to see out of low skill building into this Doom? There's been a lot of different Doom builds of late, and especially when it's being put into the safe lane. I've seen like Blink BKB, I've seen BKB Shivas, I've seen Blink Ags Rush. Anything that makes sense to you for this particular game from the safe lane?
To me, it's the Vanguard, Aircan Boots, Midas, BKB, Travels, Octarine, the classic.
Oh, no.
Easy first blood.
He might die though. It's going to take longer for him to get these items if he's brought down. And Kitrak, he already started game 1 carrying on the Disruptor, but he started game 2 carrying on the Rubik as well.
Dude, what a beast. He's the early game destroyer. Now even a hard camp pull, this lane is looking damn fine for him.
North America, baby.
Oh, yeah.
NA carrying Western Europe, one player at a time. I do like this opener, and it was actually a sick play there from No One. He mischiefed off the Infernal Blade damage, so he was going to live no matter what, but it was a nifty little play that he whipped out there.
Seb might just find himself in a dangerous position, just going to go all the way back to base. Doesn't want to risk coming back into the tier 1 tower. So that'll open up more space for them to farm onto lanes on the top side of the map. But that also means that Rezo just has to play a little bit more carefully, close to the tower. Should be a-okay. I don't think he dies here.
Ulube stops him going for a kill again, but Ecken this time stole the bounty.
So no bounty. And there's actually going to be some action happening in the bottom lane. I think that should be a kill that they find onto Eki, and indeed they do. No one able to bring him down. This is very good news for OG. The lane that you want to go as best as humanly possible. No one gets himself involved in 3 early kills. This is great.
Yep, Eki also no TP right now, like 10 seconds he has to wait. This
Oh,
is the
no.
most awkward thing ever as a boss 5. You back-to-back die and you sit in base, you're like, will I TP, will I run? I'm not sure. He decides to run, for now.
Oh no. This is also when Fluke, your
And now he
mid laner is
TPs.
yelling at you. He's like, refill my bottle, come home.
Yeah. I'm a core player, so I don't have to deal with any of that yelling. So lucky
You
for
do
me.
the yelling.
I do the yelling, yeah. Kind of interesting that that low skill doesn't have Devour early here. He's got 2 levels in the Scorched Earth and 1 level in the Infernal Blade. I feel like a lot of those choices were probably just like I wanted to try and turn around some of these kills, but
Exactly.
him not having Devour just slows him down a lot. He does have it now at level 4, so it kind of evens out, but not having like you'd probably have like what 2 or 3 uses of it now if you had it at level 1.
Yeah, it was a fight on level 2 going on. It was where they got the 2 kills, like where OG got the 2 kills. Low skill actually attempted on the kill with the Infernal Blade, and it can work. Actually, OG did it against us, and they got a kill in level 2 with the Scorched Earth Infernal Blade. So it's a good build, but it didn't work out here.
His game is becoming even more difficult, gentlemen. They killed off his courier that was sitting with the Ring of Health. Fortunately for him, they haven't been able to uber harass him, but there's not one of those omens. You know, sometimes you've already died in lane, then they kill your courier, you start to get into your head, you're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And because he didn't go for this Devour, he's lowest on the CS of all the cores in the game, not having himself a good old time. And I think the real pain for me here, Fluke, is the fact that Laze, we're chilling on this Viper. He was supposed to be the one ending up dominating this laning phase, opening up space by forcing Monkey into the jungle. That is not happening. He's not dominating Rezo either. Monkey's having a phenomenal game. This upends the plan for PuckChamp by quite some margin, the way that OG has been able to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have good heroes towards the mid game as well, though, right? Like, it's not like it's just all about laning prowess for them. They would have loved to have had a lane that does snowball super hard, but as JM was saying, like it's super easy with the shockwave to be able to just farm out. And Seb's doing a really good job at pulling these creeps at the right time as well, so they can just enable a lot more of that farm with the Empower. So, OG do a really good job at enabling their lanes, and it's now what this transition is going to look like for PuckChamp as they try and hold on to the storm one more time.
Thompson having a good time middle, evened up with a puck right now, so decent job done by Laranov to make sure he doesn't get any advantage towards this Earth Spirit, and Earth Spirit might actually be in a bit of trouble here. Kidtrack comes in to render some assistance, Magnetize gets dropped down as well, and they really are going to think about going in onto Sweet and Strong, but ends up not being the case. They're just happy to see this Magnetize dropped in for nothing. They're fine with this.
Like this was very nicely executed by PuckChamp, but the Earthspirit is just too tanky. Like against 90% of mid laners, this is a sure kill, but against ES with a wand, with the iron, he's just too tanky. They didn't get him. So that's always like with these niche heroes, you never quite know how they play, right? So it's disgusting to play against this.
This early game, still another, after these couple of kills we've seen down bottom, things have slowed down a little bit as those heroes get tankier. Laze, of course, going to be going into the D-Lance. I hope he buys Ags this game. This would feel pretty good, getting that disarm versus Monkey King. It's always hilarious to see. But honestly, he should just go for D-Lance BKB. That should be the priority build.
Yeah, the axe is nice, but the problem against the monkey is he will have his brothers, and the brothers don't get disarmed, so I think he'll go for something different, but maybe.
Nah, he won't. He'll buy BKB. That's the right thing. Buy BKB so that both you and low skill buy BKB at the same time. I mean, we saw that in the last game, Fluke, that you were talking in the pregame about how they often don't coordinate their timings. They did a much better job of doing so in game number 1, and right now they're coordinating this gank onto Kidtrack. They've already committed the glimpse. However, Laranov has a haste rune, would love to be able to find the kill on the way home, and he gets it, rushes back to the mid lane so that there's no pressure from Thompson. So this time around, the first movement on the map is going to be the Laranov Puck rather than the Thompson hero. And it comes at a much more reasonable time, boys. 8 minutes when there's level 6s, not 3 minutes into the game like we saw from Thompson.
Well, he did try and do it. He did try, but with the boundary getting taken, he didn't really have the mana to try and get it. And he just came in and he walked in. He got a little boulder smash going, and that was his contribution. But now he's actually starting to make these rotations, getting close to the Spirit Vessel as well.
4 heroes that they're bringing to the top lane for Lays.
Oh, lasers.
Dude, he is so dead.
Is
They're
he?
bringing in the Tiny, though. Tiny's going to scout out that this movement is happening, but I don't think he can stop it. They're going in. There's the Wukong's command. Avalanche is down as well. Lays doing his best, but that's all you can do at this point. Sweden Strong might be in danger as well. Gets caught in with the rolling boulder. And the Dream Coil, though, comes back onto 2 heroes, both Resolution as well as the Monkey King of No One. Rezo falling lower and lower. He's not dead just yet, though. Will eventually pop, but Lorimer follows him into the grave as Thompson and No One avenge their comrade immediately, getting a kill on the Fairy Dragon and making sure that their rotation still succeeds.
Dude, it's this early game itemization as well against against the Puck. The power chest, the wand, the corrosion on Monkey make him like a slight bit more tanky than average, and then Lorinov doesn't get the kill and gets killed himself. It's a beautiful play by LG.
Yeah, good rotation from Thompson as well, right? Understanding that he needs to start putting pressure onto this Viper. They need to bring numbers to that lane to be able to overwhelm the Viper. And it was a nice response from PuckChamp, but losing out on Lorinov is not what you want. You want to try and make sure that your Puck is really starting to snowball a little bit, especially if you're going to be responding to a lot of rotations from Thompson, who is very, very close to this Spirit Vessel. And once that comes out, it is go, all for old G here.
They're actually rotating again. They want to make sure that this Viper stays depressed. And to make matters even worse for him, he went for the aggressive build, 3-1-1. We'd gone 0-3-3, or 1-3-3, it might have been something else. But he's not going to die. Instead, going to go towards Sweden Strong. He's the one that's further out. Gets brought down. Old G, yeah, it's acceptable. You still delay the Blink Dagger eventually coming in from this Tiny. And prior having Blink Dagger, you make Lorinov the only fight starter for the side of PuckChamp. So they'll take that kill, even if it's not the highest priority on the map.
It's such a weird move. Like, you see the power rune coming up, and it's not like OG is going for power runes. No, they're going for a kill. So they give up the power rune contest to kill someone. It's crazy. It's like so atypical. They give away the Arcane rune to Puck, which is kind of bad, but I guess they get the pressure on the kill. Like, they're playing so weirdly, but it's like beautiful to see.
We'll see if they utilize that Arcane Rune to maybe get a kill down bottom, and they were thinking about it, but well, they need a Disruptor to set up that move, and No One makes sure that there's no Raptor. And Rezo now chasing, he wants low skill. Low skill will get the Doom back out onto this Magnus. Sweden Strong rotates in. Beautiful Avalanche, it catches onto 2. They don't have the damage to kill just yet, but Lorinov showing up will supply it. They've brought down Resolution. Looks like Thompson will follow them into the grave as well. No One jumps into the 3 heroes behind the tier 1 tower. No One, you're not this strong, my friend. Sweden Strong still alive, but the Boundless Strike, it turns around, it heals No One up. He's still standing his ground in this fight. The glimpse back underneath the tier 2, the tier 1 tower rather, into the Avalanche. The toss will be there as well, and No One eventually dies. Sweden Strong on this Tiny gets a triple kill somehow. No One. That was an aggressive play, to say the least, Fluke. I think he was feeling very confident about his prospects there.
Yeah, I don't mind the dive underneath the tier 1 tower, but I thought he would just go in with Thompson. But it was as soon as Thompson died, he went in, and I'm like, okay, this is probably not it. Maybe if he had the Wukongs that he didn't use on Eki just before, that he could have been, you know, he just jumps in, gets a nice little Primal Spring, drops a Wukong's command, and then they can't fight him inside of it. But going in like that could have definitely gone far worse. Like, they at least got 1 kill out of it. Like, if that was, what, 4 for 0, I would be like, oh, gee, you just got a mega punished. But they at least got a single kill out of it. But yeah, this is the one issue with OG is sometimes they do over-aggress, and a big thing for PuckChamp is they are starting to really punish them for it. And that's exactly what you need to do in a game like this.
You live by the dive, you die by the dive. This bottom, this dive will be successful for them though, as they bring down low skill. He did finish off his Midas before dying, but that does mean that the Midas is on cooldown. Game is hard.
That's a rough one, boys. I think they're still fine.
Midas.
They're still fine because look at Lorinov and Eki. They took the dire jungle, so they're farming still. They're kind of happy doing this. This game is so crazy. Like, what's happening? Like, they're smoking a minute 10 with like 4 people. It's like, how is it happening, guys?
It's just some old G Dota. This is Division 2 Europe, man. That's what's going on here. It's fun. Sweet and
They
strong
need
as
the
well,
dubs.
because he was the one that got the triple kill down bottom. You know, they thought they were delaying his blink dagger. No. They accelerated his timing by quite some distance. Unless he dies here, though. And he's underneath the observer ward. Rezo really wants to try and drag him back. They find him with the shockwave. Going forward, they commit the RP onto him. Now, normally, I would be like aghast at the idea of an RP being committed. No way, he's not allowed to live. He's not allowed. This is illegal.
Okay.
But he does end up dying. The stolen toss throws Resolution forward. At the same time, though, no one finding it in himself to bring down Lays underneath this Wukong's command. And he looks like he did so solo as well. So good stuff happening on the map for OG. Oh no, they found Lorinov. Oh no, Lorinov. He thought he was going to try and escape, but they had the double blind on him. We saw that Thompson rolled up onto the high ground where the puck could go, whilst Kitrak was prepared for the telekinesis where he actually was. Catch 22 there for our puck player, and he ends up dying. And things get even better here, Fluke, because OG not only get this puck kill, they also stole the glimpse as well, so future kills are even easier to find.
Yeah, you sent Sweden Strong back to the base as well, and that's gotta feel pretty bad. But yeah, this is the aggression we were expecting from OG. They are really starting to turn it on. No one's having a good game here on the Monkey King. Early Echo Saber, early Orb of Corrosion, now just building in towards that BKB. I feel like every single time that OG can snip out a kill, they'll use everything they can to try and get that kill. So getting the RP onto Sweden Strong, yes, it does mean they had to wait a little bit until it came back. Oh, Lord.
Holy base, guys. It's sad. Like, he's a Phoenix and he's setting up a kill on Puck. Like, what? How's a Phoenix setting up a kill on Puck? How's that for? What?
Seb is having a series today. Like, I think on the two heroes that he's played, like, this is like some of the stuff where you're just like, you're an OG fan from a while ago. You're just like, oh my god, he's back, boys. He's back. Still, man, still got it.
Yep, he sure does. And the farm is going well. Like, the Monkey is a big boy, and we saw he can deal with the Viper. Like, he just drops the Wukongs, and the Viper dies. He has no mobility on Viper. So, like, this guy is like slow. Viper has 280 base movement speed, and he has low armor. So right now the Viper is not looking as hot as like the 24 pick would have suggested.
Well, the reason he doesn't have mobility here is because he didn't rush Aghanim Scepter, boys.
True.
Had he got... Had he rushed Aghanim Scepter, would have given him something.
Yeah,
right
the
now,
375
OG,
cast range is
there
real
we go.
poggers.
Big change, bro.
Oh,
It's like buying Heavenly Jump for a very expensive amount of money.
Guys, this
As they
is smoke
smoke up.
out. Blink.
Sadly, though, all their targets are down bottom, and even if they find somebody, Monkey King just picked up a BKB, so he is not an easy target to go on. And they actually want to make a jump themselves. They TP up onto top lane. They have the numerical advantage. One hero will wander towards the Invis rune. Will they be able to catch him? At the same time, they're going on to Lays. They committed the full supernova for this one, and they should be able to get the grab. At the same time, this Resolution Magnus was caught trying to sneak away this Invis rune. Will die for his efforts. Doesn't cost PuckChamp as many spells to make that happen. Unfortunately, though, they also have a much harder time taking a tower, which OG did manage to do in the top lane.
Yeah, one of the issues that they have for PuckChamp right is their tower taking ability. They really need to try and win a team fight handily and take a tower that way instead of it actually being taken by heroes. So maybe that could be an issue for PuckChamp later on in the game.
Right now, though, one of the things that really does concern me looking at the overall game state isn't just the fact that they're losing all of these small skirmishes, but it's the fact that the heroes aren't progressing. It's only Doom that's progressing. They're about to get a quick kill onto Disruptor. And JM, when you start losing not just heroes, but you're losing all your map space. Yeah, you have this Blink Dagger on Tiny, but Doom can't farm that much of the map anymore without feeling like he's in danger. Puck has to do many dangerous plays. And speaking of said Doom, he doesn't have his BKB finish, so he's actually going to die here. Resolution coming in. They find the shockwave. Beautiful stun, but stun insufficient at the end of the day. And that's 2 heroes brought down. There's no jungle to farm. There's no mid lane to play through. What's the plan here, JM? You're the captain right now for the side of PuckChamp. Tell them what to do.
I mean, honestly, it's like it shouldn't work what OG is doing. They're like literally 5 men running around the map, like killing you, and the map is dark, and somehow you can't really get out. It's like you have to somehow find the side lanes. You have to pressure out the side lanes, get some good ops that are not dewarded to see where this 5-man death ball from OG is going, because they are committing heavily with this death ball running around killing people. Like if you are able to farm, dodge 1 or 2 ganks, the map can like get a lot more easier for you to play, but you gotta get somehow out of there, and they're doing it right now, smoking on Eki, trying to deward, trying to put some side lane orbs, trying to get some position on the map to be able to play the order 2 at all.
One thing that will help them is this blink dagger that's just been picked up by Puck, but Puck might die. He just got the blink. Oh no! This is not what should happen. This observer ward that they planted down the last time they moved in the area, working double duty for Old G. It secures them the kill on the Puck. Looks like it will secure them the kill onto Sweden Strong as well. Eki though does find the glimpse back onto Resolution. Doom flying forward onto Thompson, so they want more out of this. Thompson falling very, very low, but they can't keep chasing him. Can someone deny him? We bet that they can. Kidtrack denies him. Resolution's gonna get spat at by the Viper and killed at the very least. Seb though does start him up with the Supernova. Glimpse back onto Seb right after he utilized the Icarus dive. So that might be enough to kill him. No, it's not. Low skill, not close enough with the Infernal Blade, so he's allowed to TP the base, but he can't survive. The Thunderstrike killing him off with the spit damage from Laze. Somehow turns into a 3-for-2. What was supposed to just be a victory lap for Old G turns into a trap that gets sprung by PuckChamp.
That was pretty nice. Like, even with the deny, it was still super good. No again. Oh, Laze.
Can this guy catch a break? Fluke, can he catch a break? I know you hate Viper, right? But come on, at least this Viper deserves a bit of a break, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit rough when you're literally just getting Wukonged. It feels pretty bad, but I mean, you pick Viper on 24, so it is what it is. No, I mean, I think the way that OG are playing the map, they understand that these certain heroes, like, they still need a bit of time, right? Like, especially this Viper, like, still needs time to become a hero. And if you just constantly put people in front of it, yeah, it might get a kill or two here or there, but it's the fact that it's not being able to hit its timings and hit these timings at the correct time. And it's exactly what I said when we go into this series, is sometimes when PuckChamp just don't have their cores coming together at the same time or even at the right times. And it just feels like they eventually just constantly are getting further and further behind.
Gonna have to see them try and make some magic here on the side of PuckChamp, but OG, they want to keep the spell casting magic going as they smoke up yet again. Feels like whenever a smoke is available, they utilize it. Thompson goes in first for the fight, finds Disruptor, what a pickup, but Tiny buys space and time. There will be a Dream Coil coming back. Rezo, he can't throw out the RP, jumps into a Static Storm, but they don't need it to kill Eki. However, they've also lost Thompson as well. Low skill did need to pop the BKB for that one and drop the Doom, but they find their target. 1-for-1, only Disruptor dead on the one side, but he gets off his spells before they go down. And although, how do we feel about this? Thompson being dead, can they get anything else out of this though, JM, for the side of PuckChamp?
I mean, it's good. They're like getting like top lane, look, low skill, like farming some creeps. They got their triangle back. Look at Sweden Strong, he's out pushing bottom. Like, they're getting some parts of the map. Like some creeps are getting, like, giving them gold, right? But I mean, they need the BKBs ready again, and they need more than one BKB. They need the Viper BKB, and they can actually play with a double BKB. It's kind of cool what they can do. Like, I still think they can win this. I mean, last game looked similar to this one, so they just gotta stay strong. That's all I can say. Stay strong, push out the side lanes, get your items. Don't despair. Like, that's the main thing you gotta do. Don't despair. Don't just run into OG and fight them. Just play your game. Do what you think is good.
So you want them to stay sweet and strong, I see.
Oh, bro.
We have a jump onto Lorinov. Lorinov is dead. Oh. That's not sweet and strong because sweet and strong is dead. And now they have a path into the Roshan pit. It's not going to be the fastest Roach in the world, Fluke, but yeah, they're still going to get it because there's no team fight right now from the side of PuckChamp to stop this.
I feel so bad for Lorinov. He was just rocking up to go nuke a crit wave, and then it was just Thompson who was just rolling from Narnia and just clipped him, and that was all she wrote. And then the thing is, with Sweden Strong coming in as well, he blinked in and caught the end of the other Boundless Strike, and now with the freshly picked up Desolator, no one's got a few stacks on that, so a decent amount of damage coming his way. Now they're going to get Roshan. The Aegis just means they can unlock more parts of this map as well. Some tier 2 towers can definitely be on the chopping block. So the way that this is rolling out here for Old G, they are just going to be able to systematically close this map down a little bit, while as side of PuckChamp, they need to keep trying to get some more of these items and try and fight with their double BKB timing.
all they have to do is show no fear. Oh, like they have to get out there and get some farm. Like, yes, you will die, but you have to still do it. It doesn't feel good, but sometimes you just gotta push out those waves, get that farm, buy the items so you don't lose money on that, or at least a bit less, and just do it. Just throw yourself in there. That's all you can do here right now.
You sound like, you know in Shrek, where Lord Farquaad is like, some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice that I am willing to make.
Yeah.
OG. Hey! I just got power back. Awesome, which means PuckChamp should be winning this game. Awesome.
Easy.
Lovely.
Let's go.
Easy.
Oh no.
You see a jump forward now. We get a drag back. Oh no, Sweet and Strong. Oh no. He is so dead. He gets brought down by the Fade Bolt out of Kid Track. That is going to be a Rubik down for the, or getting a quick kill onto the Tiny. Kid Track refuses to give up the carry reins. He's just going to insist on stealing as many kills as he can. This is a pos 5 that has a really decent amount of net worth. And maybe buying the early gem as well. This is something that I see a lot of these Chinese teams do. In particular, LGD and Team Aster. Whenever they have any kind of advantage on the map, they try to go for the gem as early as they can. Just shut down the map, make it harder for the enemy team to come out. And look at this here. Fluke, we've often spoken about like these 2-on-2 positionings from teams. What do you make of this, where OG are 2-on-2ing, but on your side of the map, where you can't actually reform against them?
Yeah,
They will take a fight here onto
strong, especially
Noah.
if they hold here.
Let's see if they can hold. Yeah, well, they held. They held. Oh, that was easy. That wasn't too hard for them.
Yeah, it's always rough, and especially when like you have such strong heroes like Monkey, and you just put a Phoenix behind him, and it's like it's so hard to kill him through Sunray, and then you've got like Rezo and Thompson that can kind of play together, and then Kitrak can kind of float between the two pairs about how he wants to play, and yeah, it just makes it so easy for you to control so many parts of the map when you have these very, very strong pairs that have a lot of synergy with each other. And OG are just doing a good job at really shutting this game down. And I like how they've both gone for Midases on Rezo as well as Thompson, just because they know that like them getting like a 2,000 gold item, like albeit like maybe like Guardian Greaves or like BKB, isn't going to mean that they're going to like really end the game any faster. But the head of Midas just secures if, you know, maybe they lose their life here or there, or maybe they haven't been able to find as much farm as they'd hoped to. That just accelerates them enough that they can get to that next set of items before they even have the response to the first set of items.
Like Midas is, I think, the perfect item for OG playstyle because it gives you money without you having to hit creeps. Like, you just kill enemies and use Midas. That's how you do it.
Well, Thompson's been found.
Jumped in onto Sweet and Strong as well. They should be able to find this quick kill. No one, considering tricking out the Wukong's command, won't find the opportunity to do so. But they just get the quick kill. They don't have a Disruptor alive either. Tier 2 tower's gonna fall. All the outer towers removed from the game. And for OG, they still have the Aegis in tow. So this is the proverbial go time. They're now bound onto the high ground. No one still feeling hella strong. He didn't actually trigger the Wukong's command, so they have it available. The only thing, that's the one thing we're gonna keep going back to, that they suck at going high ground, so no one has to literally position his entire self here. He gets glimpsed back, kinetic field is gonna be on top of him. Considering turning onto this fight, Lei is forced to pop the BKB as no one used the Wukong's command. There's also gonna be a supernova drop down, but Rezo could not find the RP, so he's gonna lose his life. Laze gets popped for this as well, and Laze doesn't have buyback. This is a very big deal. Thompson jumping himself onto this Doom. They throw low skill back into the fight. And although they found a multi-hero avalanche, it's not going to be enough to save the Doom. He does buy back though. Magnetized, being taken out by Thompson with his BKB. He's going forward for Sweet and Strong. He gets Sweet and Strong. And now they found the bouncer strike onto Laranov. Infernal Blade will prevent no one from finishing off the puck. But they can't save anybody else. OG, they're making the calculation of, do they think these heroes are strong enough to back off from low skill? Oh no, he can't join Laranov. So Laranov went too far forward all by his lonesome. He died. Low skill's in danger now. He's about to get brought down. And I don't think this could be it. I think this is it. All their team heroes are dead. Lane of Racks. Well, it takes a while. So because their heroes are relatively low level, Fluke, they might feel that, you know, we can still respawn in time to take the next engagement.
I guess, but low skill's dead for 60 seconds, man. It's 27 minutes into the game, and he's spending a minute not being able to farm. So, I mean, it's rough. It's definitely rough. PuckChamp holding on to this game. You know, things have gotten weirder. Things got pretty weird in game number 1. So maybe they might be able to hold on to that small brief moment. But the way it's looking right now, 20k net worth, 27 minutes in the game. You're down by 22 kills as well. Like, Kitrak is massive. Seb is also massive. Like, these heroes are going to be very, very hard to deal with in the next 1 to 2 minutes with an extra item or two, especially now that no one has, like, an Abyssal Blade. Like, yeah, it's rough. It's very rough.
Rough. All right, so we also, one of the big problems that we have as well here, JMN, is not just the fact that low skill is playing Doom, which is not the hero I necessarily think of playing in under these conditions, but it's also the fact that, hold on, we'll see it in a minute, as they just bring down Lays almost like just very easily. They do that casually. They're just like, whatever. Sweden Strong does get to TP out. No, he doesn't. Thompson stops him with the rolling boulder. Quick kill. 2 heroes who do have buyback, but Doom, JMN, this is not the hero I think about when I think about a hero holding 1v5 in a dangerous situation like this.
No, unfortunately not. That's not the hero that can do it. Especially not if you have this farm. Doom, he wants to be number 1, not number 4.
Oof. He's not even number 1 in his own team. That's the difficulty. Oh no.
Do they just try and like Hail Mary fight? Like that's the question here. Is like, are they just waiting for like a 5v5 where they're like, oh, let's try and get this game done, but it's a big RP.
Silence though, stopping the RP from being able to get the drag back. Unfortunately, even though low skill finds the Doom, will not actually be able to utilize it to get a quick kill here onto the Monkey King thanks to that bash. There will be a toss back on Sweden Strong though, but they just lack the damage. Lays will try his best. BKB up, spitting at this Monkey King, but unfortunately, eventually the Monkey King spits back, throws in the Boundless Strike, and they should be able to find Lays. No one eventually does die, but it costs everything from the side of PuckChamp. Although the dual core buybacks in a situation where Old G don't have the same appetite to utilize that net worth, does keep the game going as they haven't been able to secure this Rax. It's starting to become a small problem, JMN, their lack of building siege on the side of OG.
I wouldn't call it a problem. I mean, they got 23k, but yeah, this is something. This is something for PuckChamp.
Let's see what they can make of this though, as they do get a quick kill. Right now onto Eki, he buys back. Without him, they don't have the glimpse to be able to force more fights. Kitrak, in a little bit of a dangerous spot, but we'll just Glimmer Cape TP out. Knows they don't have the Dream Coil available. Okay, Old G forcing them into spending a lot of gold on buybacks. They still don't manage to get the lane of Rax, but on the next push, when these heroes die again, then you're almost guaranteed to do so, especially since the big man has now respawned and OG can start to play around the Roshan pit.
Yeah, 2 minutes until Roche respawns, actually, so it'll be a little bit before they can get their hands on that, Mr. Snare, so not jumping the gun just yet here for Old G. I feel like they're definitely just going to be able to get a smoke out and just get a kill, right? Like, oh, they missed the silence. Oh, wait, no, they hit it. Oh,
of course they got the silence. That's... How many deaths is that for Lorenov? Just a poor guy, man. Just really been struggling in this game. 9 deaths on Puck?
It's a 20 challenge as well on yes. It's like the extra duration on the silence. And Lorenov doesn't have any dispel right now. So, like this yes, it's just messing him up for life.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
6.5 second silence is some stuff of nightmares of Puck players, I think. Like, that is so hard to play around with.
Yeah, not even status resist. Like, we talked about the status resist in the pregame, right? But what does status resist do against a 6.5 second silence?
Unfortunately, not enough.
Clearly not much. Final fight potentially of this game. Static Storm was dropped down, so will not have an early Supernova. They actually might be able to bring down Sep. Oh no! Supernova, as the last second of the Static Storm elapses, they get the Nova off. They get the RP onto this Viper as well. They have managed to bring down Lays without buyback. Lorenov still dead in the grave without buyback of his own. And this might just be that, gentlemen. Second lane of Rax gets cleaned up. And they don't even wait for the Megas. They call it. They see the writing on the wall. PuckChamp, they call GG. They force us to a game 3. And thank God they do so just as my power comes back so that we have enough battery to last the full series.